haven't done anything like this, it's definitely a very different experience, especially this loop out here. You know, some nights when the moon is high and you've got some moonlight coming through all these birch trees around us, just kind of glow silver. It can make for a really interesting experience out here.
A unique way to experience the Upper Peninsula wilderness is at night, hiking down a snow-covered trail marked by the warm glow from old-fashioned lanterns.
These old-fashioned kerosene lanterns they don't light up the whole trail, they just kind of light up stretches of the trail, and that's pretty magical.
The sights and sounds of the woods at night, breathing in the cold, fresh air will awaken your senses and give you a whole new appreciation for winter. If you need one more reason to visit the Porcupine Mountain Wilderness State Park, this is it.
Tonight we are lighting up our lanterns for our Saturday night lantern ski and snowshoe event. So we do this every Saturday night. We usually start between Christmas and New Year's, depending on conditions, and then we'll run it through the end of February. And between the hours of 6 and 9 o'clock every Saturday night, we light up these lanterns along this 1 mile loop of trail, and we have a bonfire going out here. We'll have hot refreshments, and you can ski or snowshoe the trail and stop by the fire and have a roast a marshmallow or have a nice hot drink and just enjoy a great way to spend a Saturday night in the UP in the winter.
This is the 24th year the lanterns have illuminated this part of the trail in the Porcupine Mountains.
This is a trail that we call the Superior Loop. It's part of our groomed cross-country ski trail system that we have in the park. And it's a little over a 1 mile loop that starts up by the road. You start the trail basically right across the road from where the entrance to the ski hill is, and then you ski down and it makes a loop. And out here at the warming shelter, this is about the halfway point around the Superior Loop. It's a nice loop. It's not a real difficult trail.
I caught up with park interpreter and naturalist Bob Wild as he prepared for the final lantern-lit trail event of the season.
So right now there's about 65 lanterns out on this loop. They're kind of spread out. Some places they're a little closer together. You know, if they're more difficult stretches of trail, I'll have more lanterns, you know, where there's curves or downhills. But if it's a long, straight, flat, narrow stretch, I'll spread the lanterns out a little bit further there so people can get a little bit more of the kind of the night experience, you know, going from lantern to lantern. And I love the light that they give off out here. And in all honesty, most people who come out here now have headlamps. The lanterns are I'm probably more for ambiance really than anything. I always light these red ones first. They're the longest burning of the lanterns that I have. And I'll light kind of the first half of the lanterns, and I'll come out here and I'll get the fires. I'll chop some firewood, get everything shoveled out and get stuff ready, and then I'll go light the last of the lanterns, usually around 5 o'clock, to have everything ready by 6:30. I do like the TP method for getting the fire going out there. We got more comments on the fact that there's cushions on these things. It's like, oh, this is so nice. I'd say, you know, during decent conditions, we probably average between 60 and 80 people out here. This weekend last year, we had about 220 people come out on it. So it can be pretty busy out here. But yet there's nights when if the wind's really howling and it's not very nice, that not nearly that many people come out. But I've never been skunked. I've always had people come out on it. Most people will snowshoe out here. Some people still ski. When I started doing the program about 14 years ago, it was a lot more skiers who were coming out than what it is now. Now it's I'd say probably 60% of the people coming out are snowshoeing. A pretty good portion of people are skiing. And then some people just simply walk out here in their boots, you know, on the trail. Our groomers pack the trail pretty hard. It's usually pretty firm out here, so you can even walk just in your boots. You know, put your swampers on and come on out. Sometimes you'll hear some woodpeckers or some owls out here calling after it gets dark, and sometimes you can maybe catch some deer crossing the trail out in front of you, or see some tracks, maybe a coyote, you know, cross the trail. Oh, and we got pileated woodpeckers chiming in.
Other sounds were the crunching of snowshoes, the crackling of the campfire, and folks enjoying each other's company on a beautiful winter night. Mark your calendar to spend a Saturday night next winter in the Porkies, or one of our many other state parks that create this lantern-lit experience.
Boy, it's a great way to spend the evening in the wintertime. You know, come on out and it'll be a fun night, I'm sure of that.